If your TV sounds funny in the evening, you're watching live from Studio 6B on Real America's Voice.
All right, live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice, Dish Network, Channel 219, Pluto TV, Channel 240, 1175 on Samsung TV Plus, Roku TV, Apple TV. You can also watch the show on Amazon Fire as well as Select TV, Channel 106. And don't forget to follow us and watch us and interact with everybody on all the socials. Remember, it's Rumble, it's YouTube, it's Facebook, it's Twitter X, it's Kick. Though I think Kick was having a problem last night or the night before, I'm not sure.
Yeah,
hopefully they got that figured out.
Yeah.
The Getter group over at Getter, and of course Instagram. If you're following us there, it's LFS6B Show on Instagram. Welcome to the program. Like and share, like and share, like and share. It's a Thursday night. It's a Thursday night shirt night. Me and my guy with our matching shirts.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, right?
Very
I do it every Thursday. Have you noticed, Slick?
Yes, I have.
Okay, good.
I haven't missed one.
Very nice couple. Are you seeing other people, or is this getting serious?
No, it's just us two. Again, it's a Thursday night. Damon is off tonight. He'll be back tomorrow night, Friday night, to lead us into the America First Warehouse.
Yeah.
The live edition of Live from Studio 6B in front of a live studio audience. Joe the Box is going to be there leading the Pledge of Allegiance just before showtime.
Yep.
KDJ,
Yeah,
Paul Nolan
crew.
is also going to be there. So we're going to have
crew.
the full crew, as we always do on a Friday night.
Nice.
So make sure you tune in and join us there. And if you're in the area, of course, come on by. We'll keep the seats open for you. We'll slide you in. We'll put you next to another great Patriot. You'll have a blast. You'll have a good time. And, of course, you get to hang out and see the show live.
Admission is free.
Yeah.
It's great.
Admission is free.
Yeah.
So you can take advantage of that. And if you are listening to us on your radio, it's Long Island News Radio. 1039 Long Island News Radio. Make sure you can do that. You can also go to longislandnewsradio.com.
That's the new math.
To
You'll get it.
check it out on your computer as well or your device, wherever you're listening. And again, like and share, like and share, like and share the show.
The Mr. Softy truck is there on Friday nights, too,
Yeah.
which
Is
is,
Wow.
which is
Yeah.
a big deal.
I missed that.
Oh, man.
The last couple weeks, because if you're not from New York, if you're not from the area, you don't know Mr. Softy. They make the best soft serve, but they also make the best shakes.
Yes.
I feel like they're the best.
Yeah.
I'll go everywhere to get a chocolate shake. I still come back to it. I'll stop my car
Wow.
and get a chocolate shake from Mr. Softy.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah,
Carvel.
it's delicious.
If you know Carvel,
Right.
it's very similar.
Right.
And the
Yeah.
truck would come to all our neighborhoods. And it's kind of cool. It brings you back to your childhood, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
Oh,
When you get Mr.
absolutely.
Softy.
As soon as you hear that music, right? I love that.
And hope there's not a pedophile driving the truck. But outside of that, we're doing okay.
Way to ruin a memory, Vin.
Did I just blow that whole thing up there?
Oh, man.
And don't use that word either. Holy moly. Like I said, it's a Thursday night. Slick Rick is here with sports. Slick Rick, how are you? How was your day?
My day was good, busy. I had to take mom to the doctor and a few things, but it was a busy day. Everything stops when anything happens with my mom. That's it. Everything stops. She might be watching, so I better be careful. But yeah, and very important with mom always.
Yeah,
she
definitely.
feels so bad. Oh, I know you're busy. I'm like, you're never too busy for your parents. Ever, because if without them, we wouldn't be here.
Yeah, exactly. And, I'm in the same boat with you. My
Yes.
mom depends on me. I got to get her to her appointments. Last week, I had to take her. I thought I was going to be late on Monday because I had to take her to an MRI. She's like, what's that for? I'm like, it's for your brain. She's like, what are they going to do? I go, they're going to let you know if you have any more left. But that's, of course, she appreciates the fun because, all her old friends aren't as fun as I am. So
Oh, my God.
And I know she's not watching because she can't figure out YouTube.
She's
so
your
I'm good to
biggest
go.
fan.
Yeah,
Yes.
so I'm good to go. Vin is here. Vinnie Mac, how are you? Welcome back from your travels. I know you were in the far away land of Florida.
Yes, I was at one of our corporate studios, by the way, and everybody there says hello. Big fans of the show. Big fans of you guys, by the way. We got a lot of chatter going on.
The Dr. Gina? Did you see the Dr. Gina?
I did.
She's one of our favorites.
I did a segment for the morning show for 4th of July, so catch the morning show on
nice.
4th of July. I'll be on there, so will Dan Bongino and a bunch of other folks. It was pretty awesome. But I do want to tag on to something Slick was saying about parents and all that stuff. And advice I would give to everybody, this is how I kind of conducted myself. Because your parents, just, they get older. They've done a lot for you. And a lot of people just think, oh, they're okay. I'll visit them on Tuesday. I'll visit them on that. I made it a distinctive point every week, several days a week, to be with my parents and my father, to do things with my father. He passed away at 91. And people, was, I'm so sorry to hear the news about that. I know your dad passed away not too long ago.
Yeah, December.
And I would tell people this exact thing, and I just hope everyone can kind of try and do this, and that is, I left it all on the table. Like, I don't have regrets like, oh, man, I wish we could have spent more time or maybe gone out for breakfast that time or we could have done the ball game. I did it, and I knew I was doing it because I knew those years were precious. Like, there weren't going to be a lot. And it was the smartest thing I think I ever did because when they do pass along, it's terrible, but you don't want to feel like you just didn't put it out,
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, definitely.
So the other thing I wanted to say, I have a little bit of an announcement.
Oh,
yeah.
We have an announcement. Do we have an announcement?
A little bit of an announcement.
No, we don't.
Yeah. I have been working with autistic adults, and there's a nonprofit company that manufactures hats and shirts and merchandise and all those types of things. And we partnered together to launch the Vinnie Mac merchandising store, which is vinnie-mac.com. You can go in there, buy some product. It's for a great cause. These are great people. They make them to order. They so one by one. There's no bulk purchasing here or anything. They take a lot of care in making them one by one. They are great people. They're running the machines. They're working in management. They design the website when you see it. They design the store. They handle everything, and I'm happy to lend my name to it and hope we can drive some sales there. And as I said, it's a nonprofit. They're wonderful, wonderful people that are working hard and contributing to society, and it's so important, to support them. So check it out, vinnie-mac.com, M-A-C.
Right. And what kind of stuff can you get there?
Oh, but you know what? I just bought some stuff. Okay, that's how much I want to get, like this merchandise. You can get hats, and the hats have a nice logo on them. They have some of my catchphrases. You can't teach that. Make action to get action. I did not know that. That kind of stuff. So we got hats.
Got the copyright on that?
Yeah, I know. I got to talk to Johnny Carson Estate. Hats, T-shirts, sweatshirts, bags, backpacks. You name it. Men's and ladies merch too. We have value price stuff and more expensive stuff. So hoodies. Yeah, it's all there. It's a pretty robust offering. I don't have shoes. I was going to talk to Slick about creating a really cool shoe. Maybe you and I can partner on that.
That would sound
What do you
good.
think about that?
I'm in.
You're in?
Definitely. I think I can come up with something creative.
Yeah. Well, you'd be a natural, man. I love it.
Cool. Well, good luck with that. Hopefully people take advantage of it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Again, the website is.
I love autistic children. Are unbelievable. What they've done.
Hey, there it is.
There it is.
There it is. Wow, nice. Yeah, you just click
Vinnie-Mac.
Vinnie-Mac.com.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, and there I am. Wow, that's me. Holy cow. My mother's so proud, too.
Very nice.
She called me today. She bought stuff.
And speaking of merch, not something you're going to find at Vinnie's store, but one of our wonderful viewers sent this in to me. Check this out. I got a what even is that?
I love that.
Oh, that is nice.
That's an awesome gift, by the way. Whoever made that.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Well done.
It was sent in today, but they didn't put their name on it. So I got this great insulated tumbler that I'm going to be using. I just don't know who the hell sent it to me. So maybe you could send us a message and put your name on it, because if the package had your name on it, I think it got ripped off when Vin tore into it thinking it was his. So
nice.
I did not touch that.
So thank you again for that. I can't wait to use it.
Well done.
On a Thursday night shirt night, of course. And let's jump into it because there's so much going on. So much going on, Aaron.
Oh, boy.
All right.
Tequila.
In the news, that's been all over the place. I don't know if you've what's the latest thing you've seen? Because, Vin, you have not been here all week. You were in Florida starting. You said you left on Sunday. You just got back earlier today, and now you're here.
Yeah.
So we haven't discussed anything with you. We didn't discuss anything with you Tuesday or throughout the week.
Yeah,
what are some of the big things on your headlines?
Oh, there's it's been an active week, but the one of the things that really jumped out at me that I do want to talk about is when they would talk this morning's press conference.
The press briefing with Secretary Hegseth?
Yeah, Hegseth.
Yes.
Well, that in itself was interesting, but what I got out of it was 15 years ago, they identified that they need to create something to penetrate what Iran is doing. 15 years ago, like a mini Manhattan Project. And they put not only our best military minds, but our civilian minds together. They worked hard together. They figured out how to do this. Because you're talking about going down into the earth. I mean, I don't know, how many feet is that? It's It's 600 feet. I mean, it's a ridiculous number.
Yeah. It's pretty deep in there.
Yeah, I mean, nothing's really going to penetrate that. That's why they built it that way. But our people, it made me so proud because, our parents grew up with the Manhattan Project. It ended World War II, eventually.
Right.
We never had anything like that. But here now we have. And who knows what this might have ended, this bomb. Think about it. You create a bomb, you think it's destruction, but it's not destruction. It might have just saved a lot of lives.
You end a lot of lives. That's what you do. I mean, it's kind of a...
We didn't kill anybody.
Right. From what I understand, and the way they went about it, of course, and we've been talking about this all week, it kind of reminds me of The Sum of All Fears.
Oh, yeah.
Where,
great movie.
Right. Now people are wondering, and this is why it jumps out at me, because now the question is, well, where is the nuclear material? Did they take it away? Did they hide it? Do you guys even know where it is?
Yeah.
That's what it kind of sounds like to me. It's like, okay, are they setting us up for something like this? Because again, I'm not one to, trust.
Right.
Trust but verify
That's
is
right,
a good way to do it. Trust but still distrust is the way I'm pretty much built.
We should, though. They've been lying to us since 1979.
So
but the Israelis are on this. Like, do you have confidence in the Israeli intelligence?
You know what?
Or do you think they could have missed it? I mean,
No. You know what? I do have a lot of respect for the Israeli intelligence. And again, I say this because of what they did to prep the grounds, to clear the field, so to speak, for this strike.
It was beautiful.
To build a drone factory inside of Iran that they would deploy these drones to take out the air defenses of Iran without them knowing about it was stunning.
Brilliant.
Was brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
And it just, and again, you have to tip your hat to them, because that's like the beeper thing. Remember when they got the guys with the beepers?
That was probably one of the most innovative things I've ever seen. And it worked. I mean, obviously, but that, So I'm with you on that. Like they were amazing.
I think this drone factory it takes it up a notch, because with the beeper thing, you could hide it through companies and countries and this and it's an innocuous little thing. But when you think about the lockdown that the people of Iran are under, and everything that they control inside those borders, and Israel was able to set up a drone factory so they could attack Iran from the inside. I'm sorry, but that is huge. Huge. You gotta grab a big crater. I don't even know, a wheelbarrow to put your nads on and walk in and be like, yeah, we did this.
Yeah.
This is what they did. It's amazing. It's incredible. It's unbelievable.
That's why I have confidence, that they're on top of anything else that could be happening.
And it leads me to something that Mike Benz was talking about. We'll discuss that later, how it all relates to Hollywood, baby. Speaking of Hollywood, Vin's going to help us with that. Slick Rick has got sports coming up after this. We'll take our first break of the night live from Studio 6B. Real America's Voice. Stay there.
Alcatraz. Everybody's looking for stories on that. So Michael Sand in the YouTube chat wants help with your website, Vince. You better, he's in this.
All right, Michael.
Yes. Give it to him.
Michael, just so you know, the site was built by these autistic adults, so I didn't push the creative too hard. But I thought they, in context, I thought they did a decent job. But I will take any help I can get. Feel free to message me. I'm on Facebook. I'm on most of the socials.
He just wanted help with, I guess, finding it.
Jeez, okay.
Yeah, just you need help with the location.
Vinnie-Mac, MAC.com. Vinnie-Mac, like a Big Mac.
How do you spell Vinnie? V-I-N-N-Y or V-I-N-N-I-E?
It's with a Y. It's friggin' New York over here.
Okay, well, I want to make sure. These people aren't all
from... Who spells it with an I-E?
There's an I-E.
Minnie Mouse?
There is.
Those are not Italian Vinnies.
I've seen it.
Those are not Italian.
Well, not everybody here is from New York.
How you doing?
Well, that's their problem.
And how you doing? Yeah, I'm living in New York. I ain't doing too good anymore. How you doing? I'm booking a flight. Is what I'm doing.
Chat, live in the chat. Howdy there, the Rumblers. Rumblers.
What is super chats have been quiet the last few days? Man, oh man.
Rumble.
There's a joke someone wants me to tell. I'm trying to figure out what joke is that.
Barbie, Wheezy Cat.
Where is it? I'm looking here on social.
J&J Mama.
Michelle Couture just spelled it Vinnie.
Mega Patriot.
VNNY.
Susie 321. Ratchet. A lot of cool people in there. R.D. Bull. Marxist New York. Hey, Vinny.
Someone by the name of Sherry sent you that cup.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Sherry.
Sherry. Where's Sherry from? Where'd you find her?
Baby.
Where'd she contact us from?
I don't know. I'll find it.
Was it the YouTube chat? Was it
on Facebook?
Facebook. Okay.
I got my Facebook peeps out here. We try to keep in touch all the time. They follow my crazy nonsense that goes on all day on Facebook, fighting with liberals on a hourly basis, which I enjoy, by the way. Someone's got to do it. I'm going to do it, and everyone else that's in there does it. They chime right in.
Sherry, thank you so much for the tumbler. It's a tumble.
It's a tumbler.
Let's go to the Twixers. Twixers. That is the Tweet X chat. All right, live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice on a Thursday night. Welcome to the program. If you're just checking in, lots of people on the Twix chat, like Gary Haas, Nancy Burns, Phil Coe, Mike. Ellen Davis says she also spells it Vinny with an I-E.
Whoa, it's with a Y.
In the chat.
Yeah.
A lot of IEs out there, huh?
Yep.
Kit Kat is out there in the Twix chat as well as Manny C. So thank you for Manny. I know that's a term I haven't used in 20 years as well.
What's that?
Nope, not going to say it. Not going to say anything about
come on. Say it.
The description of the wheelbarrow.
Yeah.
Going to move right along. Let's do some sports, shall we, with Slick Rick. Slick Rick Sports brought to you by Mike Lindell's MyPillow. You can go to mypillow.com. Use our code LFS6B at checkout. Save yourself great money on some great stuff, especially during the summer. You're going to need one of those big body towels that I have that I love. I'm going to be using that at the beach and at the pool, so make sure you get one of those.
Hang on, I got Mike Lindell on the phone right now. Yeah, Rick's doing a hell of a number here for you, buddy.
Yeah,
this is good.
I am.
You are.
And, So do what you can. Get over there and share the love with the people from MyPillow.com.
Yeah, definitely.
Slick Rick Sports, what do you have, my friend?
All right, well, two guys had a great day on the golf course. The Rocket Classic, round one, play complete. Detroit Golf Club, Detroit, Michigan, $9.6 million purse, PGA. And the first, there was a tie between Kevin Roy and Aldrich Pogaida. They both shot a 10 under today. Now, that is an exceptional day on the course. One day. Wow, unbelievable.
Yeah, but how many balls did they lose? Okay, how many?
Not too many. If they did, they might have found them in Rick's wheelbarrow.
Probably none.
Exactly.
But Major League Baseball, let's get to the diamond now, guys. Mets and Braves, no score, bottom of the fourth. Little pitcher duel going on there. Tigers blanking the Athletics 8-0. Soon to be the Las Vegas Athletics, huh? And we got the Blue Jays over the Guardians earlier today, 6-0. Twins down the Mariners 10-1 in Minnesota. Astros 2-1 over the Phillies. Rays blanked the Royals 4-0. The Cubs down the Cardinals 3-0. Dodgers 3-1 over the Rockies. And Marlins in a matinee out in San Francisco defeat the Giants 12-5. Well, a couple of stories, but NFL suspends Justin Tucker for violating personal conduct policy amid sexual misconduct allegations. I got a few of these tonight, unfortunately. Tucker has repeatedly denied all allegations. Jackson Thompson of Fox News. The NFL is suspending former Baltimore Ravens kicker Justin Tucker for the first 10 weeks of the 2025 season for violating the league's personal conduct policy, according to ESPN. Tucker is currently in the middle of an off-the-field controversy after 16 16 massage therapists from 8 different Baltimore spa and wellness centers accused him of inappropriate behavior during alleged incidents that took place between 2012 and 2016. A little while ago, though.
You don't think this was an isolated incident?
No, I don't think so. Doesn't sound like it. Allegedly. Tucker denied all the allegations in multiple statements, calling them unequivocally false. Which is usually what they say. Tucker's representatives, Rob Roche, released a statement addressing the NFL's recent decision to suspend Tucker in a statement to ESPN. We are disappointed with the NFL's decision. Justin has always strived to carry himself in a way that would make his family and community proud. He stands by his previous statements. The statement read, in order to put this difficult episode behind him and get back on the field as soon as possible, we have advised Justin to accept this resolution and close this matter. The people who, there's going to be civil suits here, I'm sure. The people who know Justin best know his character and understand that while he remains fully committed to excellence as a football player, he's deeply dedicated to his most important lifetime roles as a father, husband, and friend. The Ravens released Tucker in early May, calling his release a football decision.
Yes.
While the 35-year-old, who was a 5-time All-Pro and 7-time Pro Bowl, had his worst year in the NFL in 2024 after owning a 73.3 field goal percentage, he still, however, owns the all-time career field goal percentage of 89.1 with that mark. So this is why it's news, because this is essentially the greatest field goal kicker of all time. Oh, I know all the old pundits. Well, you got to remember this guy and that guy. And there's a lot of great ones, of course, but that's some number, all-time accurate kicker. So he was already off the Ravens, although technically I guess he's still considered a property. But the Ravens, what's going to happen with him? Somebody will pick him up, because I can tell you, if somebody's field goal kicker goes in the crapper there at the end of the season, they'll be looking for a guy like him. But yeah, terrible story. Hate to see that happen with an athlete, but hey, 16 allegations. 8 different spas. Something had to be wrong there between 2012 and 2016. Now, that was 9 years ago. Hopefully the man found peace with God and, created a family and some good things happened. Maybe he got some help, but he's saying he's innocent. So
he might have opened a massage parlor, something that, to keep his career going. He has some experience in that.
Unbelievable.
Well,
and
you know what's kind of funny, though, is that the same thing happened to Deshaun Watson, right?
That's correct.
The allegations all came out. He was doing this, doing that.
Even more so.
But what happened to him was what? They suspended him.
Right.
So I feel like they're just going down the same road. It's like, look, we did it for him. Yeah. We have to do it for him.
And then
it's got to be the same, right?
He got rewarded a great contract. Right. It ended up being a good career move for him.
Well, with the difference being probably about 10 years.
Yeah.
Because Justin Tucker 10 years ago probably would have gotten a huge contract, his next contract, because people would have wanted him, like you said. As soon as somebody goes, oh my goodness, somebody's willing to make a deal and spend the money.
Yes, so. And the Wanda Franco, the Tampa Rays, that verdict is also in. I'll get to that in my next sports report, but that's a wrap in sports. Rick, back to you.
All right, very good. Well, thank you, Slick. And again, Slick Rick Sports brought to you by Mike Lindell's MyPillow. Go to MyPillow.com. Use our code at checkout, LFS6B. Hey, Vin, you brought up Secretary Hegseth.
I did.
Today.
He did a great job today, by the way.
Yeah, he did a great job. I got a couple clips.
Deal.
He was great yesterday, too.
I got a couple clips, and it's not even the discussion about the mission, right? That's what really has been really twisting these guys up into a pretzel here. Here's cut number 9. Here's Secretary Hegseth talking about the media, and again, today was some great shots at the media, as they've been doing all week.
Fantastic.
Here he is talking about their strategy of spinning the story. Cut number 9. Check this out.
Because you, and I mean specifically you, the press, specifically you, the press corps, because you cheer against Trump so hard, it's like in your DNA and in your blood to cheer against Trump. Because you want him not to be successful so bad, you have to cheer against the efficacy of these strikes. You have to hope maybe they weren't effective. Maybe the way the Trump administration has represented them isn't true. So let's take half-truths, spun information, leaked information, and then spin it. Spin it in every way we can to try to cause doubt and manipulate the public mind over whether or not our brave pilots were successful.
Yeah, and it's a great point that he makes, because we've been railing against the media doing this for years. Nancy Pelosi coined the phrase, or maybe she didn't, but she exposed it. It's known as the wrap-up smear, where they release some negative information, then they wait for the media to grab it and spin it, and then everybody else jumps on it, and there you have the story.
But here's what is so amazing that's happening now with the Trump administration, and Pete Hegseth did a great job and led that, but they're not taking any crap this time.
No, definitely
Number one, they're going after the people who were leaking. Before, they had no control over that. It was just Armageddon back there in terms of leakers in the deep state and all the rhinos out there and the left and the media and all that coordination, and a dumbass letter that James Comey sent to the New York Times, all of that stuff. Now, there's a new sheriff in town. Pam Bondi's in there. They're checking out who did this. Kash Patel's checking out who did this. They're going to catch this person. I think Trump said today it was a Democrat, of course, that leaked it over. But this is great what they're doing, because number one, they attacked the lie. Number two, they exposed the complete lack of care of our brave men and women that executed this incredible thing. Number three, we have an international audience watching what we're doing. And it puts us all in danger when they put out nonsense that's not true, when the opposite was true. So they went and fought that. They hit it head on. And I commend them all for all of those pieces. It's a different story these days. Thank goodness.
Not only are they tackling it head on when it started, but that started on Monday.
Yeah.
And they're still doing it today, and today is Thursday. It's a great way not to let it go, not to let them try to suck the air out of the room, but to control the story, which is, this is what Democrats are famous for doing this.
They're controlling the narrative.
And now it's kind of turned the other way.
Yep.
So squeeze them hard. Don't let them, what? I'm talking about wheelbarrows.
That's right.
We'll take a quick break. When we come back, I got this piece with Mike Benz talking just about, everything that went down from last weekend. We'll cover that and more with Vin, live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice. Stay there. Cheryl who?
Cheryl Merrill?
Cheryl Merrill?
Cheryl Merrill. She's. I see her all the time in the chats.
On Facebook.
Yeah, she's a great supporter of the show, a real patriot.
She's always
Cheryl. That really is an awesome cup, I have to say.
Is it Sherry Merrill? Yes, there it is. I found it.
Sherry Merrill?
Sherry Merrill.
Say that.
Yeah, right. I'm sorry, Sherry Merrill. Remember Carol Merrill from the what's that show? Let's Make a Deal. Carol.
No,
Carol, what's behind it?
I don't.
That's a little dating myself. I'm
yeah.
forget
That name
it.
Somebody's got to date you.
Back
I guess
then.
it would be you.
I remember Hazel.
Hazel, yeah.
So Sherry Merrill, thank you so much. I see the post. She writes here, I sent the What Even Is That cup. The Baby Damon cups. Oh, you're responsible for the Baby Damon cups? Oh, my favorite cups in the world.
The most appropriate cup, by the way. Baby Damon.
And the T-shirts that were delivered today. Did you get the T-shirts and magnets? You know what? I did see a package over there with my name on it. I couldn't grab it because I was hobbled.
Yeah.
There is a package over there. That
Can you go grab my package?
I thought it was ticking, so I didn't touch it.
What do I look like? A second-hand here? What am I, the gopher?
Yeah, just go grab my package so I can open it.
I'll take a steak sandwich, too, if you can. Yeah, that's
great. That is
great.
Awesome. Thank you.
I mean, it's amazing the gifts that are sent over here. Although I'm still trying to figure out what this thing is.
That's my Bucky's thing. Leave that. That's my comfort beaver.
I'm all right. Yeah. Okay. All right. This is Delgado's. I take no credit for that.
Especially now.
Right.
Thank you, sir. Oh, see, Slick grabbed my package.
Oh, man. I am not going to touch that one.
You fixated on something tonight.
Now, that is weird, wacky stuff.
I got to open it. Well, she said, it's double bagged. She double bagged it.
Yeah, she double bagged.
Well,
okay.
you got to be, can't be too safe.
You never know.
Yep, no horsing around.
I'm not going to be able to open this before the...
Okay.
Oh, my God. Oh, my goodness. Oh,
Whoa.
my God.
He's not good at opening gifts, Sherry. But
He doesn't get many.
Shut up. Jackass.
Joe says, Slick, grab my package sounds gay. What are you doing here? What's going on?
What do you mean it sounds good?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly.
Totally.
What are you? Did you get it?
I got one.
Delgado does not have a laptop case, by the way, Zeb. He's still carrying around that corrugated piece of junk.
All right, live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice on a Thursday night. Welcome to the program. If you're just joining us, where have you been? We've been busy. We've been doing stuff. I got to thank Sherry Merrill again from the Facebook chat. She sent me this today, this tumbler, the what even is that tumbler? And then she sent another package that Slick Rick went and grabbed for me. And inside, I was able to get only one part of it open so far, but she sent this. The Baby Damon, Baby Delgado T-shirt.
Oh,
Look
wow.
at that.
I'm not saying if the shoe fits, but the shoe might fit here.
I'm definitely wearing this probably tomorrow night.
Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah,
nice.
Yes,
You are a
for the live
crusader.
show that you can catch at the America First Warehouse. Make sure you join us. If you can't be there in person, well, then what the hell are you doing? Get there. No, but of course, most people who are watching probably can't make it tomorrow night. But if you are in the area or you're coming through the area at some time in the future, keep that in mind. It's free tickets. You can get in. We'll break out seats from anywhere we have to get you in. So don't worry about it. It's live at the America First Warehouse every Friday night. We do it live. Joe the Box leads the crowd in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh, yeah, Joe.
And
It's a
always
patriotic
good time. Yeah.
night.
That's a
I have
great
to say.
venue.
And Joe's such a great guy.
It's a special venue. It's like a Trump museum.
Yeah,
right?
and he puts his heart and soul into everything around that
does.
place.
He's
and you'll
good
be
man.
better off if you meet him. So come on down and
Yeah,
check
you'd
that
love
out.
Joe. He's the
Again,
best.
the America First Warehouse for our live in studio, live in front of a studio audience, I should say, show. And there you have it. Doors open at 7:30. Be there or be Arthur. Anyhow. So that is happening tomorrow night. Vin.
Yeah.
I know you've been gone all week, and I've been wanting to do this clip and go through it with somebody, and I'm glad you're here because I think you would also appreciate it along with Paul.
Is there any
What
math
happened
involved?
last week? What?
Is there any math involved?
There's no math.
Okay, let's go.
But it has to do with again the strike from Israel.
Yeah.
I should say from us in support of Israel, taking out the nuclear facilities, 3 of the nuclear facilities over in Iran. And it's funny because as soon as it happened, one of the first pictures in my head, because this is the way I work, man. Things go, I get pictures in my head.
Oh boy.
Right? And I'm very movie based. So everything. It's like I gotta attach it to this.
What kind of
or
movies?
attach it to that.
The mushrooms are kicking in, everybody.
Right. But the first thing I thought of was, wow, they went in and they took this thing out. First thing I thought of was, what do you call it? Iron Man. Right? When Tony is standing in front of the mountain selling the new bomb that he just created, and whoo, it blows everybody's pants off. Yeah. It's awesome. Right? Incredible picture that they paint with that. But then once I started hearing the details the next day, have you seen Top Gun 2?
Oh yeah, loved it. And I saw it in a theater. You need to see that
you
stuff
have to see that in a
theater.
That's the first thing I thought of. Because that's exactly what this sounded like. There's sure little changes and differences and stuff, but it was an unnamed, they went with an unnamed adversary that we had to fly in, and Tom Cruise had to, get his guys there. Yeah. But let's start it off because Mike Benz does a great analogy of this. He was thinking the same way, I guess, maybe a lot of us were thinking is we kind of feel like we've seen this attack that we pulled off. Have we seen it someplace before? Ooh. And it could be from the 2022 Top Gun 2
All right.
movie.
I'm anxious to see it now.
Check this out. This is cut number 1. And Aaron, we might stop this along the way just to discuss little parts of it. But here we go. Cut number 1. Check this out.
What is happening right now is unbelievably identical to the plot of Top Gun Maverick. Remember that the whole plot is to use bunker buster bombs using stealth bombers through the mountainous region of a Middle East country in order to blow up its nuclear plant. I thought that was a very strange plot choice because this whole operation to use bunker buster bombs and risk American lives to blow up a nuclear plant in the Middle East was because the nuclear plant represented a direct threat to our allies. The military generals did not even say it was a threat to the United States. So again, the plot is the Pentagon has been tasked to set up a strike force to launch a preemptive strike against this facility to take it out before it becomes fully operational. So this is without a war being declared. This is presumably without this country having launched an attack.
The plant sits in an underground bunker at the end of this valley.
That is where the Fordow nuclear enrichment site is, in the mountainous region just north of Iran's capital. You will notice it's the same setup with these same valleys and slopes in a giant mountain range.
As you know, the plant rests between two mountains.
You'll notice the Fordow fuel enrichment plant also is sandwiched between two mountains. This is a very, very strange movie because the whole setup is that this entire operation, risking American lives, is gauged as not being for U.S. interests, but all because the nuclear plant represented a direct threat to allies in the region, which is clearly a reference to Israel, and this is clearly a reference to the Fordow nuclear enrichment plan. This had been considered a threat since 2009 when Iran announced that that plant was building a nuclear enrichment facility. This is a very strange way to sell things to Americans. Even I, as a pro-Israel person, found this to be a kind of troubling thing in 2022, and it seems strange that nobody was talking about this plot, and for this plot to literally come back 3 years later and be playing out in real time, I think is fascinating, slightly disturbing, and my hope is that peace can be reached quickly on this. Security can be ensured, a deal can be struck, and the division of the coalition can be avoided.
Yeah. So there you have it. The great Mike Benz. And that's a condensed version. He actually goes through a 20-minute breakdown and breaks down, and he shows the scenes of the movie that kind of correlate to what he's talking about. But that's only about 2.5 minutes. And I feel like, you know, and he says it's a weird way to sell this. I think it's exactly how they sold it, right?
There's so much comparisons with movies and things that have happened in reality. Even the Mission Impossible films that dealt with these viruses, you know, that we know that are out there, the biological weapons.
The new Mission Impossible movie now.
Exactly.
Has to do with AI. And what is everybody afraid of? AI. In other words, are they setting us up because in a couple of years, AI is going to be a problem, and we're going to need Tom Cruise once again to kind of blow stuff up to make sure that AI doesn't take over the world.
I mean, the writers are tackling things that, you know, have some truth around them, obviously. And I think if you're sitting in one of those writer rooms, one of the things they want to achieve, especially with the Top Gun movie, is believability. And frankly, for the last 20 years, we've known the Iranians have had deep down bunkers building nuclear weapons.
Yes.
And it's a good premise for them to go with. What amazed me, however, in all of this, did you see the video that they showed? They had people there watching.
Yes.
Watching this go on and showing how the bombs went through the bunker. Actual video of all this stuff. It's just beyond unprecedented. I don't know if those are Israeli folks or our folks, you know? No, I don't know.
They're probably, you know, let's face it, they're probably Iranians that are playing for the other team.
And,
so
you know, the other thing Hollywood does, and we're living this with the Democrats, is Groundhog Day. I mean, we're seeing the same playbook over and over with the Democrats. So these movies do have some virtual reality for us. And,
literally.
Yeah, exactly.
But what's amazing, too, is that, as he points out, Iran announces this, you know, they're building this facility in 2009. We find out the other day that the military has had this plan for 15 years.
Right.
So basically, when they announced that we're building this, our guys went to work and started putting together a plan to devastate and take out that facility because they knew, okay, there's going to be a problem. And what's amazing, too, and you know, if you recall it from the movie, I'm probably, if you've seen it more than once, you probably do. the bombing run.
Yeah, I watch it over and over and over.
So do I. Whenever it's on.
Yeah.
It seems like the last few weeks it's been on loop on the Paramount Network. But they talk about the spot that they're going to hit in the training runs. They're saying you're aiming for a spot that's about 9 by 9. It's a ventilation shaft.
It's a ventilation shaft.
And what did we hit?
Yeah.
And you see it all over social media. If you see the videos, we hit the ventilation shaft. We sent the bombs directly in the ventilation shaft, just as they had mapped it out, and just the way it was in the frickin' movie.
Yeah,
We gave him the shaft.
Yeah,
it was an amazing thing. I mean, but the thing about this whole process, one, Trump did it. No one's done it. That's the first thing. Because if we had, God forbid, had Kamala Harris elected as president, this would not happen.
No, this wouldn't happen.
We would be at one point watching Israel get blown up and wondering if that's going to happen in New York or some other place, because they have missiles that can deliver it here. So first things first, some of us in the MAGA community, and I admit, I was not sure here, is Trump going to get us into something that we don't want to, be in? And you see exactly by his actions, he got us in and out of something and created a ceasefire. Now, how long that's going to last, who the heck knows?
Right.
Yeah.
But you could see by everything that's happening post those bombs what his intent is. And I think as a very, very strong ultra MAGA follower myself, I knew it in the back of my mind. I trusted it, and we talked about trust Trump a couple of times on the show.
Trust him, right?
And he walked the walk. And there were some doubts, of what was going to happen there.
Well, because
and he walked the walk.
You got to try and figure out, how is the other side going to react to this? Are they going to say, okay, we're good, let's make a deal, or is the reverse going to happen? And you don't want the reverse to happen.
A 12-year war.
Right, exactly.
Well, the difference in this is, I think Trump made the decision based on what he knew, and that's why he waited. He basically said to Israel, clear the deck for us.
Yeah.
Get in there. I'm not taking any chances here.
Plow the field.
Then we will go in when I'm damn good ready to do it, when it's completely safe.
Yeah.
And we're going to get in and out of there, because I'm not getting in a war. You know what I mean? That was how the table was set, I think, with Netanyahu. And you can see the result of it. It looks exactly like that's what happened.
Yeah. You know what this kind of also reminds me of? His approach to the tariff thing. When you stop and think about it, he goes in, he says, all right, you know what, tariffs on everybody, you're all screwed, you're all going to be paying more. It's like he dropped a Buster Bunker bomb on their trade.
On the economy,
right? And then all of a sudden, now it's, what are they going to do?
The Democrats are up in arms on everything.
Are they going to say, okay, trade war is on, or are they going to capitulate and be like, we don't want this kind of nonsense, let's make a deal? I feel like it's the same approach. It's just one side is financial, the other side is military.
It's the hysteria approach. This is what the left does. Oh my God, tariffs, inflation is going to ruin the country. This isn't going to work. It's just, that's what their strategy is.
Right.
Is to get hysterical. There's a joke running around that the congressional Democrats are upset Trump didn't ask for approval to drop an F-bomb. I mean, it seems like this is what they do. They want to get hysterical. They want to challenge everything he is. And if they were smart, unlike electing this ridiculous, didn't elect him, but unlike having a Democratic candidate like this ridiculous mayor, if they were smart, they would say, that was great.
Yeah.
What you did, Mr. President, was great.
In the military.
But they don't say that because they can't. They're hysterical.
It's baked into their ideology. And just to put a little bow on this, the Mike Benz take and the whole Top Gun, angle to this. Again, you look at Operation Mockingbird, it's still going on, right?
Well, the Manhattan Project too.
And when you stop and think about it, are we watching? Again, we're being manipulated with, and I love Top Gun too. Don't get me wrong, but it is the biggest movie star in the world, bringing back, Go Get 'Em America, movie that everybody genuinely loved.
That movie was shot during COVID, by the way.
Yeah,
okay? So it's not like new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
5 years ago.
Crazy, but hopefully you enjoyed that, because that's been in my head.
You had to get it out.
I got to watch the movie again. So we'll take a quick break. We come back. We'll do some sports with Slick and see what's on Ben's mind. Live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice today. Chat, live in the chats. Oh, man. That whole thing, man, just
It really blew your mind, huh?
As soon as like Sunday morning came, I'm like, this is Top Gun 2. And then it was on. So I'm watching it. I'm like, this is exactly what happened. This is exactly what happened.
That's why it was
Holy crap. What the heck?
That is so crazy.
Isn't it nuts?
It is nuts.
It is nuts.
Speaking of nuts, let me try to open up the other bag.
Uh-oh. I thought you were going to say something else. I'm glad you did.
Well, we're in the break.
You have no trust in me, Vin.
You can say whatever you want. It is a family show, though.
Oh, man. How's everybody out there on Facebook? Because I happen to be watching Facebook right now.
And on the YouTubes, who's in there? We got the Moon Pie is in there. Hello, Moon Pie. We got Intercessor's Heart, Les Durham, Michael San, LFS 6B, LJ Jackson, David Wiley Wiles, Jill Green, Adam Hoffman, Sue Savelborough. I think I saw Kathy Kirtley in here earlier. Who else?
Are you taking
Sergeant
attendance?
Arby. Yeah, well, these are great people that watch every night.
I'm going to take attendance
They
here,
are
okay?
unbelievable. I know. I feel
Carol
like
Osborne.
Remember Romper Room? I see Billy and I see Mary. Now I do it myself, right?
IP Daily is in there.
How come she never says my name?
Oh, man.
Sherry, it's 2 shirts. She sent 2 of the exact same shirts. I guess one for Damon and one for me. Unfortunately, Damon will never wear. I think the last time he wore large, he was in diapers.
Yeah, ask his mom. Probably
He was in 3rd grade.
I don't even know if he was in 3rd grade.
I'll leave it for him, but I don't think he's going to be able to fit.
Rick was going to wear it tomorrow night. I guess
I'm going to wear mine.
Oh,
she sent 2.
Oh, she sent 2.
Yes.
Oh, she sent Damon a large.
Hey, did you hear this for a second? There's a comment on Facebook that you might have heard. Orchard Christopher says it. There's a story about Waltz. Anyone hear about him taking military tank schematics over to China?
I heard that today. People were talking about it. I guess the guys in his unit had talked about it amongst themselves for years.
Wow.
And now, because of things that have been happening, they decided to share it.
He's another communist. Bad guy.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Wow.
That's, he went to China a number of times. I just can't, this guy was almost vice president of the United States.
Hey, remember Star Wars?
Yeah.
Luke Skywalker dropped a bomb down the vent tube. Same thing. We are being manipulated. Holy. Oh my God. I can't do this. Live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice on a Thursday night. I can't. The Bill of Rights, 1776 on the Rumble chat just blew my mind and has ruined my life. Points out that Luke Skywalker also dropped the bomb down the vent tube to destroy the Death Star.
Wow.
Remember that?
Oh, boy.
Vin, hello.
I think you get into some territory here, okay?
And then, and this is why I hate the Bill of Rights 1776. I think you ruined my life now, because now there's another movie that popped into my head. And these are all movies that I love.
Fletch.
No.
Ferris Bueller.
No.
No. Hang on. Let me see.
Bueller.
Yeah, Bueller. Fletch, one of my favorite movies. Dr. Rosenpenis. Yes. Oh, did I say that?
Pee Wee Herman's Big Adventure.
What movie are you talking about, Rick Delgado?
I don't even want to say it.
Oh, boy.
Armageddon.
Oh.
Oh.
Come on.
Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
What did he do?
Wow.
The U.S. military and the space and NASA had to fly onto an asteroid.
Oh, yeah.
And drop a bomb down a 700-foot tube to blow up an asteroid.
That does.
Wow.
That could happen.
We are in the midst. Nothing is real anymore. The Matrix. All I'm seeing now is just things on the screen.
All right. Well,
the Matrix is. I took the red pill.
There's still Happy Gilmore.
Oh my goodness,
that's true.
Now I'm just gonna obsess over movies where we're dropping bombs down chutes and realize that this has been the plan the whole time.
We found Delgado's obsession.
Yeah.
Anyhow, let's do some sports before Slick Rick drops a bomb on me. Slick Rick Sports brought to you by Mike Lindell's MyPillow. Go to mypillow.com. Use our code at checkout, LFS6B. Slick, please take my focus away from us.
Well, it wouldn't be a sports report for the entire show if I didn't bring you the constant variety of transgender in sports.
Thank
of course, I got one story for tonight.
Cool.
Well, this is a good one, though. New Olympics chief calls for protecting women's category amid global trans athlete wave. IOC President Coventry calls for a scientific approach to protect women's sports fairness amid growing debate. Jackson Thompson of Fox News reporting. The new president of the International Olympic Committee, IOC, Kirsty Coventry, addressed the topic of transgender athletes competing in women's sports at her first official news conference since taking over on Thursday, and said that there is an overwhelming support by IOC members to protect the female category. And not to forget, you're going to be in Donald Trump's America when you have this in 2028, so you better really take caution here. We understand that there will be differences depending on the sport, but it was very clear from the members that we have to protect the female category first and foremost to ensure fairness, Coventry said. But we need to do that with a scientific approach and the inclusion of the international federations who have already done a lot of work in this area. Yeah, it's called testing for DNA. That's what we got to do, girl. The new president added that there is unanimous support for coming to an agreement about how to amend the policy and suggested the IOC may take inspiration from the World Athletes Policy, which restricts biological males from competing in women's sports if those males have gone through male puberty. It was very clear from the membership the discussion around this has to be done with medical and scientific research at the core, so we are looking at the facts and the nuances and the inclusion of the international federations that have done so much of this work, having a seat at the table and sharing with us, because every sport is different. Listen, every sport is not different. You have a man in one sport, you have a woman in another sport. Yeah. I don't care if it's fencing, I don't care if it's fencing, I don't care if it's shot put, I don't care if it's soccer or football. Well, there's no football. Well, there's flag football now this year. Even flag football. You can't have the men playing against the girls in flag football. It just isn't going to work. So let's not. Here's the scientific approach. No, that's my approach. You test, and that's it. We got very simple DNA tests you could probably buy online and get them there, and that's it. If they show up as a male, they cannot play in. They can't swim in the ladies' meets.
It's pretty black and white, really.
You know, this is just a way of dancing around. They better get their act together, because I got to tell you, those Olympics are coming to L.A., Los Angeles in 2028, right?
Yeah.
And
yes,
I got to tell you, they better have their act together, because President Trump isn't going to go for any nonsense.
He's not going to tolerate it.
No
10
way.
seconds.
And this will be toward the end of his 4-year term, right? And believe me, he won't be taking any prisoners at that point. I trust me on that. So I don't see any debate here. But hey, at least she's saying the right thing. But is that just a popular thing to say? I don't know. But here's one for you, Rick. You're going to love this one.
I'm going to love it.
We were talking about robots before, right?
Yes.
Here we go. Robots powered by AI to face off in 3-on-3 soccer match. This is Warner Todd Houston of Breitbart. A group of 6 humanoid robots powered by an artificial intelligence program is set to engage in the first ever 3-on-3 robot soccer match in China next weekend. The robot match is being sponsored by what is being touted as the Robo League World Robot Soccer League. Well, that's a long one.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah, exactly. Which is, imagine that T-shirt. Which is being hosted in Beijing, its development zone, according to the New York Post. The game, featuring 4 Chinese robot teams, is part of next year's World Humanoid Robot Games. They have robot games coming up, huh?
Yeah.
The 6 robots, 3 per side, will play 2 10-minute halves with a 5-minute break, completely autonomously, with no human assistance on the field. Recently, robot teams from Tsinghua University and Beijing Information Science and Technology showcased their capabilities in a test game, where they demonstrated the ability to run, track a ball using their own cameras, and kick it into the goalpost. The World Robot Soccer League will be the first to test competition for the 2025 World Humanoid Robot Games in China's first ever 3-on-3 versus AI humanoid robot football match as well. So, very interesting. Program has said that the AI system used to train the robots is taught to track the white soccer ball, and as long as nothing else on the field is white. As long as nothing else on the field is white, that's racist.
Exactly.
They can track the ball as it's kicked around. Boy, you talk about a Chinese takeout. That's going to be something else, man. I mean, could you imagine this? Robots playing soccer. What can possibly go wrong?
Possibly go wrong.
Oh, my God.
They go crazy and attack the crowd.
You saw Elon Musk's robots, though. You see the capability of them.
They're amazing.
That actually could be kind of entertaining. I have to say, I might be entertained by that if they're sophisticated enough.
Listen, there's a lot of lonely people out there that are going to find new mates fights with these robots. Trust me on that. If that's not happening already, it is happening already.
Oh,
I know.
I've already done the stuff on it.
Yeah. Oh, you have?
The hot robots. Yeah.
I've dated some robots.
Wow.
Yeah,
Mail order brides, huh? Yeah.
You can buy them.
Wow.
Yeah,
no.
you design them. You can buy. You want a blonde? You want a brunette? You want
boy.
this? You want
You know, I know this is not exactly. Yeah.
one for every day of the week, Aaron.
He puts him in his wheelbarrow.
That's what he's doing when he's home watching TV. There you go.
There I go.
Oh man.
Who watches
Okay.
TV?
Well, I got to wrap it up right there, Rick, with 2:30 to go. It's all yours.
All right, Slick. And again, Slick Rick Sports brought to you by Mike Lindell's My Pillow. Ratchet, I got to throw a shout out to you in the Rumble chat, making me laugh, saying I'm obsessed with shafts. Well, I am. And I'm talking about movies.
Yeah.
Where we're dropping bombs down the shafts.
It's all part of loneliness.
And do me a favor, if anybody else in the chats can think of movies where we're dropping bombs down a shaft, I would love. You know what? Another one just hit me. Boom. Die Hard.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Bruce Willis, second time he's doing it, he puts a bomb down the elevator shaft, kaboom.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say Borat, but
No.
okay, Die Hard. Yeah. That works okay.
I know that's kind of
That movie was a
stretch.
bomb. The Borat movie. Yeah, that was a bomb.
I know the Die Hard. Die Hard is a stretch.
That's where my office was, by the way,
Was
Nakatomi
it?
Plaza.
Nakatomi Plaza.
I pulled in the garage, and my first day in LA, pull in the garage downstairs, and there's a sign, Nakatomi Plaza, and I'm like, wait a second, that's this place, and it is. When you see it, it's exactly the place.
That's
crazy.
Cool. That's cool.
That's fun. Okay, so if you can help us out, any movies that you can think of, please let me know.
Rick.
Because I feel like I said, I feel like I took the red pill and the mirror's going down my throat and the Matrix is appearing in front of my face and I'm breathing and ready to take on Agent Smith.
Chris Allen says Delgado, Broken Arrow in the YouTube chat.
I'll have to look into it.
Buzzard of 207, Dirty Dozen.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
There's so many, man.
So
it's
many.
great.
That have bombs going down shafts.
Yeah.
All right.
Caddyshack.
Dozen.
Do we have the theme from Shaft as you take us out, Fran?
Hey, Vin, everybody, Vin has started a merchandise company. Vin, tell them where to look it up.
That's right. That's Vinny, VINNY Mac.com. VINNY Mac.com.
There you go.
Yeah, everything's made by autistic adults, and it's all for a good cause. And if you like the stuff, yeah, there you go.
There you go.
So I bought a bunch today.
Take advantage of it. Vinny-Mac.com. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, Vinny's got some stuff he's been wanting to talk about. We'll unleash him down the shaft and see how he does. Live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice. Stay there.
I'm getting shafted over here.
I think we're all going to get, the show's going to get this. The Patriot games had a scene in it with the shaft guy, with a shaft bomb, with the Harrison Ford. Yeah.
All right. I'm
Michael
exhausted
Sand said
now
that.
from that whole.
Amorati,
Oh, my
please
goodness.
tell Delgado about Harrison Ford movie Patriot Games bunker buster scene.
Oh, let me look it up.
Whoa!
You know, I've seen Patriot Games a bunch of times.
It's a bunker buster scene.
So,
It's amazing.
and I don't even think we
Well, I
had
love the
bunker
Harrison
busters
Ford
back then.
Patriot. The Harrison Ford when he was Jack Ryan.
That was a
Yes.
great movie.
All
Patriot
those
Games,
movies he was
London
in
attack
were great.
scene.
That was a fantastic movie. Oh,
it
thank
the-
you, Drag Blacker. $20 super chat in the YouTube chat. Question for conservatives. If girls claiming to be boys were joining boys' sports, would you be as outraged or treated as like the Bad News Bears? Women demanded to join men's clubs 20 years ago, and the right let it happen. Oh, he wants men's clubs again, Drag Blacker. Well, there you go. Thank you for the $20.
We have seen some women performing in men's sports. There's a hockey goalie,
Yeah.
and there's others. And by the way, great if they can perform in those sports, but it's dramatically different.
Correct.
when men are performing in women's sports.
Yes.
Just
Complete
because of
opposite.
the biological makeup.
Correct.
And nobody's trying to be a macho man
Correct.
here.
Yeah.
Just because of that. So.
I don't have that same problem.
But
I don't
mixed
mind.
doubles,
Right.
tennis. I played tennis my whole life, and I love playing mixed doubles. But you go watch mixed doubles, great. You can go. That men and women can participate together in a sport like that. That's awesome to watch.
I don't mind the girl field goal kicker who is now Caitlin Ryan's sergeant in arms on
Caitlin
the team
Clark.
there, right?
If she can perform,
Sophie, yeah, she was excellent.
yeah. Yeah.
I don't have a problem with that with a woman playing in a man's sport, but the other way around, it's just an unfair advantage. If a woman can attain that level of, talent and skill and be able to have the muscle to be in that sport, that's fantastic. But the other way around, not fair.
Not fair to women.
Not fair.
Anyone who has a daughter, I have a daughter. She played sports.
Yep.
And I know I speak for a lot of parents out there. You would flip out. If your kid got hurt too, that poor girl who got hit in playing the volleyball, the spike in the face, and she can't play anymore. She's no longer able to participate in a sport because this very powerful guy spiked the ball and really hurt her. She could have gotten hurt.
She sustained a brain injury.
She's out. I mean, that's just not right. And parents, we have to speak up. We have to unite here. This is ridiculous.
Noah Miller, $4.99 in the super chat. YouTube, Rick, were you praising the same Israeli intelligence that spies on our U.S. officials? Doesn't sound like a greatest ally to me. So Noah,
you know what? I know it because I have the same. I battle myself on that as well because there's things that you.
Here's the deal. If your TV sounds funny in the evening, you're watching live from Studio 6B.
All right, live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice. That guy doesn't know what he's talking about.
I thought that was an oral pen.
Where is that? Where is that from, though?
Who do you think? He's got nothing else to do these days, Vin. You put stuff in front of him, he'll sign it.
That was
he'll speak it.
AI, American Idiot.
Right. Again, live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice on a Thursday night. Welcome to the program. Vinnie Mac is here. He's got some stuff he'll be talking about next. Rick is here. He's got sports he's been doing throughout the night. We'll get an update on the NBA draft. Day number 2, round 2 is happening right now as we speak.
We covered
they are about an hour in. Of course, dragging it out because, they need people to watch the damn thing.
Yep.
So they'll drag it out as far as they can.
Tomorrow night's the NHL draft. Islanders picking number 1 right here.
Hey, man,
not in New York, it's in LA, but Islanders will be revved up on Long Island, that's for sure.
Big question, are they going to take the Long Island kid?
Could. I don't
What's
know.
his name, Higgins?
Yep, that's right, from Hop Hog.
Yeah.
Just over the road.
I met the young guy, I was telling Slick earlier, at an event about a year ago. Great kid. I think they get the number 1 pick for the defenseman, and they get the kid. So I think they get them both.
They may make a trade. There's a trade on the block right now. Big trade that might be happening with Montreal. Somebody. We'll see.
All right. We'll see what happens. So Slick will be covering that and the NBA draft as well. Let's get right to it, shall we? Because, Vin, you've got some things that have been on your mind. You've been seeing what's going on, and we haven't seen you all damn week. So
where have you been?
Yeah, where the heck have you been?
Traveling, man.
Yeah, exactly. What's been going on, Vin?
Well, I was in London not too long ago, and I remember looking around and saying, what's happened to this city? There are some areas in London that actually allow Shia law.
Sharia. Right.
Shia.
Oh, it's Shia or
Yeah,
Sharia?
I think it's Shia. Well, we'll get corrected on that, one of us. Whatever it is, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
This is basically the laws that, women can't see their faces. And there was many years ago, not too long ago, actually, a guy was beheaded in the middle of the street. But you go into London, which allowed an influx of Muslims, and I'm sure they're, like we say with most groups of people, you can't fully stereotype, but with them came Shia law. And there are neighborhoods in London that now have Shia law, which is incredible. And we see a little bit of this trickling in Minnesota. And the reason I'm bringing this up, because I would just think to myself, geez, look at what happened in London. That can never happen here. There's not a chance that could happen here. I just never thought there'd be a day where I'd be saying that could happen here. I'm shocked to even say it, but I want to show clip 4, and then we'll address that. Take a look. Aaron, you got that?
Cut number 12. That's clip number 4, right? The NYC.
Yeah.
Okay.
ये नहीं है कि मैं क्या बनूंगा बात ये है कि मैं क्या करूंगा हमारे कम्युनिटीज के लिए और हर एक न्यूयॉर्कर के लिए। मैं हमारे शहर को अफोर्डेबल बनाऊंगा। न्यूयॉर्कर्स मुश्किल से अफोर्ड कर रहे हैं रोटी, कपड़ा और मकान। मैं ये सब बदलने के लिए लड़ रहा हूँ। रेंट फ्री बसेस, यूनिवर्सल चाइल्ड केयर और सस्ती ग्रोसरीज के जरिए। पर आपको एक सवाल पूछना चाहता हूँ।
Aaron, you can blow that up.
तुमने कभी किसी
Scary.
So here's this ad this guy ran. It's obviously not in English. He's appealing to a certain market. We've talked about, I think everybody's seen the news, that the Democratic Party had a primary in New York City. And this, to me, is a national issue because they elected how, I don't think any of us know, and we're baffled by this, a fairly radical person who's been in this country 7 years, obviously Muslim. And this is exactly how this went down in London. Exactly. The government in England acquiesced. They had a very sympathetic view to that. All of these types of things. And now you look at London, which is maybe 15, 20 years later, and there's Shia law. So now we got this guy. Now, I don't think he's going to win the mayoral race. But here's the Democratic Party, one of only two parties in this country that have any power. The Democratic Party, not like taking this guy down. They're actually supporting him. Bill Clinton came out and supported this guy. Bernie Sanders, of course, supports him. AOC, of course, supports him, which is ridiculous. She claims she's from the Bronx, by the way. She's no Bronx chick. I can tell you that right now, okay?
Yes, she's not Jenny from the block.
But my point is, here's something that is very sensible and easy for the Democratic Party to say, whoa. This is going too far. They've been captured by the progressive movement. Trump bitch slapped them in the election, which should have woken them up to move more to the middle. And no, that's not what happened. They are so scared of the progressive left. That's what happened in England. And they have Shia law, real Shia law. I mean, the police in London have no say, no jurisdiction. There's areas of Minnesota where our police departments don't go in. They're policed by whatever's going on there with the Muslim community. That's where this Omar, represents and somehow got elected. So this is real stuff. It's national stuff. It's very serious stuff because if the number two party in this country enables and allows this, if they ever get in power again, what the heck is going to happen in this country? So I know people have been talking about this mayor. I'm sure you've seen what he has said. It's all crazy. And one thing about New York, there's a lot of Jewish people in New York. It's one of the big population centers at Los Angeles and New York. Miami, Los Angeles, New York. There's a big Jewish population. How in heck did this happen? So if I'm sort of as outraged about this happening, it could happen anywhere. It happened in London. So my point is, let's keep our eyes open and not think it can't happen here, because it's right there in front of us. The only positive here is that there are two other candidates, Andrew Cuomo and the other guy who's the mayor,
Eric Adams,
who are going to take votes, Democratic votes, and hopefully a Republican wins the candidacy. Hopefully we get someone who knows what they're doing, like Curtis Sliwa, someone who can actually do something. But I wanted to point this out because, I don't know, these are the types of things that really trigger me. When I see unbelievable, just crazy stuff. Tim Walz is just crazy, we know. And we knew when you'd hear word salads, okay, they drive us nuts. But this is a major national. I could see it happening in LA. I could see it happening in San Francisco. I could see it happening in Miami. And we're seeing the result of that here in New York. So that's one of the things that's really bugging me.
Well, you know what? And again, with these other cities, I mean, London, I used to love going to London.
One of the greatest cities in the planet, right?
So much fun, very easy to get around, very clean, a lot of great history, just a cool place, great vibe. Haven't been back in some years, and I'm afraid to go back, to be honest with you, because of what I've heard and what I've seen. And and knowing about the no-go zones. That's what they call them in France. because Paris is like this too. All over France, they suffer from this. All over Europe, they suffer
Germany,
from this.
Paris, France,
and it's called
England.
no-go zones, where basically the police say, we stand down. We're not going to patrol. You guys deal with your own crap. But meanwhile, that's where the infestation is taking place, where they decide they're not going to go, which is unfortunate because let's face it, when you have Zohan the Destroyer, coming to New York, right, to bring his brand of socialism because it hasn't been tried the right way yet.
It's not socialism.
Yep. It's not socialism.
It's radicalism.
Exactly.
Let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
This is outrageous that it happened, right?
Yes.
You agree?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So then you go back to how did it happen? Something is going on that a guy like this, who's been in this country for 7 years, can get the financing, the support, and the votes to win that primary against a known commodity. I'm no fan of Andrew Cuomo. No way. Zero.
Right.
I can't stand that guy.
Anybody that watches this show is
But, I mean, he's better than this guy.
Right.
And so was Eric Adams. So somehow this guy got funded, this guy got support, and this guy won a Democratic primary in arguably the biggest city in this country. That in 2001, and I was there in 9/11. I watched those planes go through. I can't tell you how many funerals I went to through that. That's the same city?
Same city.
The same city.
How quickly they forget, right?
Never forget, right?
How quickly.
What happened to that?
Terrible.
Well, you know what it is?
So something's happening here.
It's a no-go zone for me. I don't go there anymore. I haven't been to the city in 5 years. That's a no-go zone.
The guy is charismatic. His mom is a movie producer.
Yep.
Putting together all those slick, commercials that they pop. He dominates Democrats on social media, especially TikTok. He's a TikTok Democrat.
Yep.
He's only 33, so he's got that cool hip vibe, and people like
the young vote.
Hip.
Yeah,
Hey, that sounds great. It should be free. Blah blah blah.
Yeah,
but they don't realize free for me, not for you, because you're going to pay for it. Here he is trying to convince the Breakfast Club, Charlemagne and the crew there. My buddy Envy, cut number 2. Here he is delivering, or actually cut number 3. Talking about how awesome communism is, cut 3.
I've proposed is that we raise $10 billion to pay for our entire economic agenda and start to Trump-proof our city, because we know he'll use federal funding as leverage over this city. And we will do so in 2 key ways. The first is to match the state's top corporate tax rate to that of New Jersey. We are at 7.25%. They're at 11.5%. Corporations can pay it over there. They can pay it over here. And the beauty of it is that it doesn't just apply to corporations headquartered in New York City. Because when you say this, people will say, well, they're going to go to Florida. Wherever you are headquartered, as long as you do business in the state of New York, you are taxable for that corporate tax. We're talking about corporations that are making millions of dollars, not in revenue, but in profit. Run.
Yep.
And the second is taxing the top 1% of New Yorkers. We're talking about people who make $1 million a year or more. Taxing them just by a flat 2% tax increase.
Only 2%.
I know 50 Cent is listening. He's not going to be happy about this.
It's only 2%.
I like this tax policy, but I want to be very clear. This is about $20,000 a year. It's a rounding error.
It's a rounding error.
And all of these things together, they make every New Yorker's life better, including those who are actually getting taxed.
Now, you also want to cut.
Yeah.
I was talking to an investor
including
today.
those that are getting taxed. How does it make their life better?
Right, exactly.
That makes no sense.
Because eventually that 2% becomes 4%, and they go, you know what? Maybe the people making $800,000, they make a lot of money too.
You got to round it off. Round it off
it's
again.
It's a rounding error.
Yeah.
It's a write-off.
Eventually, it'll come on to you.
But I was talking to an investor today who owns buildings in Manhattan, and they were going to make another investment. And after this, he said, we're just going to wait and see what happens. We're not going to do it.
Actually,
that's a real thing.
Yeah, I was watching something on another network where they had a real estate person saying people are walking away from deals because of what just happened on Tuesday.
Yeah.
They don't want to take the chance. And they're walking away from real estate deals.
Risky.
Yeah, commercial and.
But it's not just a New York thing. I get such the theme of where I'm going. This could happen anywhere in the country, and I don't want to think because we live in New York that this is a biased New York thing. Right. This is just an outrageous thing.
Yeah, it's already going on in Michigan.
This could set a bad precedent. Well, worse precedent.
Yeah, it's already going on in Michigan. It's already going on in Minneapolis, or Minnesota, I should say, where you have these no-go zones, and it's slowly creeping. And what happens is they surround cities, and all of a sudden, once they start breeding, and it sounds a little weird, but they encourage it so they can take over.
It's a real
the smaller
plan.
Municipalities, and then all of a sudden they have power.
It's a real plan.
Yeah. There you have it. Thanks, Vin. I was having fun with my tinfoil hat on.
I had to bring it down.
Now I want to throw myself down a shaft. Great. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll do some sports with Slick Rick and more with you guys. Live from Studio 6B. Stay there.
Yeah, I did. Sorry.
I think you cut out when you did it.
I did? No. No, yeah, I did. I was saying, hey, Aaron. No, I was saying cut 4 of my cuts. Sorry. That's yeah, no problem. My bad, totally. I'll accept full responsibility there. I don't do clips all the time. That's why.
I know we don't.
Susan Scarberry says what Slick and I were just talking about. Mm-hmm. You remember how many times the Muslim Brotherhood visited Obama in the Oval Office?
Yeah.
I mean, they have those records. Insane.
Drag Blacker in the YouTube chat. $10 super chat.
Visit for coffee. Come on.
$10 super chat there, Slick.
Oh, $10. Wow, I just came out of there.
From the Drag Blacker.
Good Lord, that was quick there. Old Drag Blacker came right in there with the $10 super chat. And it's follow-up. If girls are going to get hurt playing with boys, faking as girls, then why let them play on boys' teams when they'll get hurt? The argument is inconsistent. Just segregate all sport. Okay, Drag Blacker. No men and no women. We'll just segregate everything. It's fine. No problem. Yeah, it's okay. Right. He's probably got a good point.
That's why they came up with women's leagues anyway.
Exactly.
And women's sports.
How about,
so they could have their own stuff.
What's wrong with the Transgender League? What is wrong with it? Let's go.
Because there's only about 3 of them.
Right. And there'll be no
sport, and nobody will watch.
Well, who's going to sponsor, right?
We're debating ridiculous stuff. It's completely ridiculous. Completely.
It's stupid.
And I see no problem if someone is trans. Let them compete in men's sports. If they're biologically men and they're transitioning to be a biological woman, but they are a man,
right?
Let them play in men's sports. Exactly. I don't think guys are going to have a problem with that.
No.
That if they can compete and they can do it, let them do that. But let's not hurt our girls.
Right. I agree with that. Whatever you do, protect the ladies. And that's what this is all about. It's about protecting girls and protecting their rights.
So much for the women's movement.
Stupid is how many women don't support it. Wow. That allow it. It's like, hey, dummies, the only reason you got to play was because somebody fought for you to get this right.
All it takes, because they don't play anything. The people protesting this and doing it, they don't participate in anything.
Or the former athlete. Or the former athletes.
You could be like Megan Rapinoe. Right. I'm out now. Oh, I support this. Yeah, you're out, sweetheart.
Megan
made your
Rapinoe.
money.
She got her ass kicked from an under 15.
Talk about a blue hair.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
Sounds like I'm screwed.
All right, say it.
Vinny told me not to say it, so I didn't say it.
You can say it.
I'll say it. Well, I got to say this. We do have a new administration in Washington, D.C. there, Vin, and it's brought a lot of positive changes. And when it comes to fixing our broken healthcare system, this is one of them. The reality is, however, that there is only so much the government can do, and that we really want to make America healthy again. That starts at home, and it starts with each and every one of us taking that first step, and that's where the Wellness Company comes in. You can see and hear from the Wellness Company doctors all the time on this network, and you know that their products are the gold standards for keeping you and your family safe and healthy. So take that step and join the Wellness Company. They give you the opportunity to make sure you're prepared for whatever happens, and with their series of prescription medical kits. The kits contain an assortment of life-saving medications, guidebooks to assist you in proper use of these medications, and additionally, the Wellness Company offers a variety of products from parasite cleanses to methylene blue to weight loss and so much more that can help you stay healthy and live a longer and happier and satisfying life. All you got to do is make that connection. Make America healthy again, starting at home. Do your part and protect the health of you and your family by going to twc.health/voice. That's twc.health/voice today. Go there and order. Use the promo code VOICE to save 10% on checkout, and make sure you take advantage of it. Save some money while you take care of yourself, and make sure you and your family are healthy. Another thing that's very healthy to be is patriotic. Patriot Mobile wants to make sure that you're patriotic. Think about it. Every dollar you spend is either supporting your values or working against them. In today's economy, where you spend money really matters, and that's how we take our country back. And Patriot Mobile is leading the charge. As America's only Christian conservative wireless provider, you can switch today without sacrificing quality or service. You'll get exceptional nationwide coverage because, unlike most budget wireless providers, Patriot Mobile has access to all 3 major U.S. networks. You can even add 2 numbers onto networks on one phone, something the big guys can't even think about doing, and it's all from Patriot Mobile. Stay connected with flexible, unlimited data plans that fit your life. Plus, you can take care of these plans, and they offer high-speed data, mobile hotspots, international roaming, device protection, and even internet backup. Here's the best part. When you switch to Patriot Mobile, you'll be supporting faith, family, and freedom. If you believe in our First and Second Amendment rights, the sanctity of life, and supporting our veterans, Patriot Mobile is where you belong. Switching is simple. Keep your number, keep your phone, and then you can upgrade as well with Patriot Mobile's a 100% U.S.-based team that will get you activated in minutes. Here's what you do. Right now, go to patriotmobile.com/RAB. That's patriotmobile.com/RAB, or call 972-PATRIOT. That's 972-PATRIOT. You get a free month of service when you use the promo code RAB. Make the switch. Defend freedom with every call and text from patriotmobile.com. That's patriotmobile.com/RAB, or call 972-PATRIOT. And again, use that promo code RAB and you'll get a free month of service from Patriot Mobile. All right, let's change things up. Slick Rick has got sports. It's being brought to you by Mike Lindell's MyPillow. Go to mypillow.com. Use our code LFS6B at checkout. Slick, take it away.
Okay, now sports is going to go to the courtroom. Here we go. Ray's Wanda Franco found guilty in child sex abuse case.
Oh, boy.
Franco was sentenced in the Dominican Republic. This is Ryan Canfield of Fox News. Tampa Rays shortstop Wanda Franco was found guilty of sexual abuse of a minor in the Dominican Republic Thursday and received 2-year suspended prison sentence. Franco, now 24, was arrested last year after being accused of having a sexual relationship with a 14-year-old when he was 21. He also faced charges of sexual and commercial exploitation against a minor and human trafficking. Prosecutors requested a 5-year prison sentence for Franco, but they have lenient time down there. Huh?
Yeah, they do.
Jeez. Martha Vanessa Chevalier Almonte, the mother of the victim, was found guilty of sexually trafficking her daughter and sentenced to 10 years in prison. So she got more time. Franco transferred thousands of dollars to the victim's mother to consent to the illegal relationship. Franco last played in Major League Baseball in August of 2023 before he was placed on administrative leave after allegations involving his relationship with the underage girl surfaced. I remember doing that on sports 2 years ago. Franco is on MLB's restricted list, and his conviction may make it unlikely for him to get a work visa in the United States and play again for the Rays. Franco played parts of 3 seasons with the Rays and was named an All-Star during the 2023 season. In 263 career games, Franco has hit .282 with 30 homers, 130 ribbies, and 40 stolen bases. Now, this is a big one here. The Rays signed Franco to an 11-year, $182 million contract in November. The contract could have been worth up to $223 million with a club option. So very interesting there. I don't think that they'll ever be able. That would be, first of all, that would be, no way could he be back on the team. That would absolutely be a PR nightmare to bring something like that back to the league. So he's pretty much done. Maybe he could find a job down in down there, but I don't know. But I can't believe how lenient it is. The case is unbelievable.
Well, you know what? I feel like that happens a lot even here, where sometimes the prosecutors they just can't. They know they won't get more, or because they're so liberal, they don't even want to be taking this case.
Yeah,
but they have to do something. And hey, if you can put them in the Huskow for 2 years, you take it, I guess.
Yep. And this is the story, remember, in Frisco, Texas, that stabbing at the track meet there, that young man.
Yes.
So sad.
Well, yeah, they're very sad, but now listen to this. Spokesman for Carmelo Anthony's family asks supporters to help fight against white supremacy. Paul Boy of Breitbart. Dominique Alexander, spokesman for the family of Carmelo Anthony, characterized the teen's murder trial for the death of Austin Metcalf as a fight against white supremacy. Alexander, president of the Next Generation Action Network, made his claim in an announcement on X following Anthony's indictment. This case involves multiple minors and sensitive details that I cannot and will not speak about publicly, he said. That is why from the beginning I have refused to let this be tried in the court of public opinion. Alexander then said that people have targeted Carmelo Anthony. To the racists, the bigots, and those filled with hate who've targeted Carmelo, his family, and even myself, you do not intimidate us. We are not backing down, he said. This case is yet another example of what it means to be black in America, where even our self-defense is questioned, scrutinized, and politicized. Well, self-defense here, I mean, like many others, came as a direct response to the overwhelming hate threats and outside influence and yada, yada. Alexander then asked people to stand with us in the fight against white supremacy. Mike Howard, Anthony's lawyer, said the case should not be considered a racial matter. The factual and legal issues involved in this case are not about race. The case involves two kids, one white, one black, so it's understandable that some would make it about race or discuss it in terms of race. Howard told Fox News, to be very clear, we don't see this as a case about race. The law applies to every person, regardless of their race, equally. We have faith in the people of Collin County to apply the law blindly. So we'll see how this plays out. It's going to be a hell of a case, and it's already becoming very polarizing, obviously, with that certainly that indictment there.
Yeah.
Wild.
Just amazing.
Yeah, so it's a very unfortunate situation. Two young kids that just didn't know any better, fighting over who's going to go and who's tenth or whatever. I know.
Yeah.
Now, well, not good when a kid's wielding a knife. You know, I'm not big on kids carrying knives. But that's a wrap in sports. Rick, back to you.
All right. Well, thank you, Slick. And again, sports brought to you by Mike Lindell's MyPillow. Go to mypillow.com. Use our code at checkout. You know, it kind of reminds me, the stupidity of it. They're trying to make this a white supremacy case, which makes no sense because the white kid died because the black kid had a knife. But it turns out, I guess, being black also is attributes to other things in the community. I don't know if you knew this, Vin. Check this out. Cut number 6. How just the thought of the N-word just contributes to all sorts of problems.
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
You didn't know that. Cut number 6. Check this out.
You can't be calm about this. I'm a black man in America. The reason why heart disease...
I'm white, I can't comment
Listen to what I'm saying. The reason why heart disease and cancer and obesity and diabetes are bigger in the black community is because of the stress we carry from having to deal with being called the N-word directly or indirectly every day.
That is such nonsense.
Come on, stop.
You ever think diet has anything to do with it?
You don't think the servings of chitlins and neckbacks might be a problem for your cholesterol, dude? What are you talking about? It's stunningly stupid to try and make that connection that because someone's thinking someone might call me the N-word, I'm going to have a heart attack.
Every minority's gone through name calling, by the way.
Oh, my goodness.
They didn't come down with all these diseases because of
exactly. His main disease is stupid.
Yeah,
how about that?
He's a big dummy.
Oh, my goodness.
I read that too. It's like I read about that whole.
Look what channel it was on. Cartoon News Network.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh boy, I'm not going to touch that one. That is a good one, though.
Chat, live in the chat. Man, oh, man.
Man, oh, man.
Jethro T.
Now, we've been invited to broadcast at Greta Garbo's farm in Kansas.
Oh, it was Kansas.
Oh, yeah?
I knew it was like Kansas.
I think it's Missouri, Kansas.
Yeah. I haven't talked to her in a while. Hope she's okay.
She's great.
Good girl.
She's got a real farm there. It'd be kind of cool to do the show from the farm.
She's gone through a lot, though, boy. She's been through hell and back with the storms and what have you, boy.
Yeah. She says she's been a fan.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
We should do that.
That'd
Farmer
be nice.
Brooke. He had that video. I never played it last week. I should try and find it. All right. You don't have to yell at me.
Hey, when we come back on, I want to make one more comment on that thing we were talking about. Quick one, and then get to what
we don't have a guest here, do we?
No guess.
All right.
No guess.
So we'll come back to you.
J.D. Vance is not coming on? No.
Not tonight.
I thought he was coming on.
Busy.
He is coming on, as a matter of fact. I have him. I have a great clip from him.
Cheryl Marino says, great show tonight. No downer, Damon.
Oh, come on. Come on. He's probably in the chat.
We love Damon. Wah, wah, wah.
Wow.
He's trying to celebrate the graduation of his firstborn.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Let him enjoy.
Yes, he's out there.
That's him. By the way, he's like that all the time.
He's probably in the bathroom watching this on his phone right now. Honey, what are you doing? Oh, nothing. Just right there.
Oh, the big guy.
The big guy.
That's why I call him Tropical Depression Damon.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That is a good one.
Every time he moves in, everybody gets soaked.
The big D.
Farmer Brook. Rancher Dane. Danita.
Gerald, I don't know anything new out of China right now, but my guess is they're doing a lot of thinking right now. They've got their hands in our country pretty deep, and they've got their money in a lot of people's pockets in our country. A lot of people, particularly most in the Democratic Party, but some Republicans too. So one thing about the Chinese, man, they will stroke checks. They want you to do something. What do you want? How much do you want? It's monopoly money to them. They don't care.
That's true.
Live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice on a Thursday night. If you're also listening on your radio, it's 103.9 LI News Radio. Thank you for tuning us in, checking us out. If you're in the chats, of course, thank you. We've been trying to jump in there as much as possible tonight. And we appreciate.
I missed a couple of super chats, but I'm trying. I mean,
we appreciate all the comments, all the super chats, everything that's going on. And again, we appreciate you guys following us. And remember, tomorrow night we're going to be live at the America First Warehouse. Make sure you join us. If not in person, which, that's your loss. But, of course, we would appreciate it if you could make it there.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We've had people drive in from New Hampshire, Vermont,
Ohio,
Maine, Connecticut, Ohio.
Yeah.
We've had Arizona there. We had Louisiana there, New Jersey. We're getting people from all over. So if you do find yourself in the area, on Long Island, any time throughout the next few weeks, the summer, any Friday.
You weren't here last night. They were asking us for hotel advice locally. I said, we got that hotel right across the street.
Yeah, that's definitely not that one.
You don't want to stay there.
We can get a good rate.
We'll get you an hourly rate there. You don't want to stay there.
If somebody delivers a pizza there, just make sure you rush out and grab it.
Oh, remember that? That's one for the book.
Anyhow, Vin, you had a comment. We were talking about the idiot on CNN saying that the whole reason that heart disease and obesity and high blood pressure is prevalent in black communities because of the N-word.
Well, my comment's not on him.
Oh.
My comment is going back to this election in New York and sort of that whole thing with Shia law and all that stuff. And I wanted to bring it up, and I forgot to when we were doing a segment. But it is one of the things that we're missing in this country that we're trying to get back, and I think the Trump administration is doing it, is faith. Our connection as a country has always been faith-driven. And when you lose that connection, you get crazy stuff like this that happens, and crazy people that get elected who have ulterior hate motives. And I think it's incumbent on all of us to embrace faith probably a little more seriously than we have in the past. If you haven't, maybe embrace it a little more seriously and expand it in the community, because with that comes common sense, comes patriotism, comes all these things that we need fully back in our country. And it's one of the ways we can combat this. And in London, they've lost that. And in England. And that's why these takeovers are just happening. So anyway, I just wanted to comment on that because we don't talk about that enough. And I think overall that the whole Trump movement here has a huge faith arc to it. And that's why everybody's so sensible, frankly, in this whole thing.
Yeah, as opposed to people on the left who are basically out of their minds, right? We see it all the time.
That's their faith. Crazy.
You know what? I'm going to play a couple of clips just to kind of back up, and they're kind of all over the place. But I feel like they're all connected when you start talking about this deviant mindset of the left. That, let's face it, they're just not. They're not good people. A lot of them aren't really good people. No. I know you said, "Oh, I've got friends on the left and we battle." You know what? If they're into the people like Zohan and stuff like this, and they support that kind of stuff,
there has to be a line that they're not drawing.
Deep down, they're probably not good people.
They're not.
Right? They're not drawing that line, though.
I agree.
You know, and they're just not.
Right. Yeah, maybe they're not seeing that connection. Oh, that's just crazy talk until it comes to your house.
Here it is.
And all of a sudden it's there.
It's here.
Like this. Let's go to this from Nicole Wallace, because let's face it, Nicole Wallace, she's one of the media faces of the left that just makes you want to vomit because she is vomit-inducing.
Okay.
She talks about she's so gutted, Vin. Have you seen this?
No.
about the gang members.
Oh, I heard about this.
Transgender, whatever. I can't even say it, and I'm Puerto Rican. I can't even say the stupid word.
Transgender.
Right, but she has this warm place in her heart for all these gang members. Yeah. I guess until they come and club her over the head. Right. Here she is talking about how gutted she is. Cut number 5. Try not to vomit. Cut 5.
I remember the first day I read about the deportations to El Salvador of the alleged Transgender members for whom no evidence was ever presented that they had anything to do with Transgender.
Except that they're Transgender members.
I remember saying to Mike, like, I wish I didn't feel so gutted, and I wish I could stop thinking about these guys being scared in El Salvador. And then I was somewhere.
This is real.
I was in Westchester. It's usually a baseball trip that has me. I don't know what I was doing, but we stopped to get something to eat. And I saw the paid ads that Homeland Security was doing in front of the deportees who were now prisoners at CCOT. And I was gutted. I think I'm sometimes scared by how much
stupid you are,
anguish I feel over how they're treating human beings.
Almost.
But I think that if you abandon the anguish, then you carry out horrible things against human beings.
Oh my God, she's a horrible thing against human beings. The fact that we had to sit through that, unfortunately, can you believe that?
I didn't know what that was. That's crazy.
What happens with these folks on the left is they have this fake sympathy because that's what they're supposed to be.
Yes.
Right? Sympathetic. What have they read about what MS-13 does to people?
Or Transgender.
Talk about getting gutted
with hatchets.
Yeah, you get gutted, all right.
Machetes.
Yeah.
Right. We had an incident not too far from this
on Long Island.
facility here. Has anybody heard about that? They don't hear about those things. They just have this, feeling like these are just a group of people.
Yeah, they're nice fellas.
These are vicious criminals.
Right. You know what she sees? Oh, those are the people that cut my lawn and clean my toilets. They look
not
so
them.
innocent. And I feel for them being deported. They're so scared. This is the kind of lunacy from the left.
But their sympathy is so misplaced throughout history.
Yeah, it's insane. And then, of course, you've got Secretary Pete Hegseth on the other side taking it to the Nicole Wallaces of the world. We played cut 9 earlier. Let's go with cut number 8. Here he is, again, taking it to the media because people like Nicole Wallace, they always try to paint a story that's really not what anything is about. Cut number 8, check this out.
Why not acknowledge the female pilots that also participated in this mission? The early messages that you sent out only congratulated the boys.
So when I say something like our boys and bombers, see, this is the kind of thing the press does, right? Of course, the chairman mentioned a female bomber pilot. That's fantastic. She's fantastic. She's a hero. I want more female bomber pilots. I hope the men and women of our country sign up to do such brave and audacious things. But when you spin it as, because I say our boys and bombers, as a common phrase. I'll keep saying things like that, whether they're men or women. Very proud of that female pilot, just like I'm very proud of those male pilots. And I don't care if it's a male or a female in that cockpit, and the American people don't care. But it's the obsession with race and gender in this department that's changed priorities. And we don't do that anymore. We don't play your little games.
Yeah, exactly. Him, there, they, and all that.
Right,
yeah.
exactly.
Right.
In other words, he's making the point of saying, just because I'm saying the boys in the bombers, he's talking about everybody. Yeah. Whether it's male or female.
Of course.
Right.
They are so sort of, linear in how they see things. It's a word for it, called myopic, which is just seeing one thing.
Yep.
And it's only because they want to get you on a gotcha.
Right.
But these are the same people to all the stuff Slick's been talking about that have no problem with men participating in girls' sports and doing all this stuff, and it's really great. And then he makes a broad comment because he didn't clearly identify a female pilot who, is heroic as anybody, all those pilots are. But this is what they jump on.
Yeah,
his completely clueless people.
His pause and reaction was great, though. He really just paused, put his head down, and he goes, "Really?" I mean, he just cleared the room.
He's so media trained too, which is great. In how he is,
exactly. I think that's why he's the perfect guy for that job, especially with what's going on now.
Yeah, and especially, you know what? I think the female pilots probably appreciate just being thought of. Hey, I'm just one of the guys. I'm just one of the guys out there doing the job.
That is sort of the ultimate acceptance.
That's the ultimate.
They just want to be one of the guys.
Right.
I mean, you don't want to be. Oh, I'm a female pilot. That's woke.
Right. You have to treat me differently. Because,
they qualified to fly that
just like all the other pilots.
Yeah. Hey, she qualified to fly a B-52 bomber.
Yeah.
I mean, for 30 hours, dropping a precision bomb into a
freaking shaft.
Yeah, a freaking shaft,
like they did in Top Gun 2. And oh my goodness, don't get me started. All right, hey Vin, anything else on your mind out there?
Yeah, I saw another story, and I'm very happy to see because the DOJ initiated a lawsuit regarding providing financial benefits to illegals in Minnesota. And we're not supposed to do that. And I can't even believe these are stories, but I'm happy our DOJ is going after it. As a matter of fact, I'm happy our DOJ is doing a lot of things. They're going after a lot of folks. But think about how crazy we are right now, that we have to have our Department of Justice go after a state that's giving money to people who are here illegally while we have citizens and veterans of our country who are not getting the services that they need. Now, if we had so much money that we could make everybody that's a citizen in this country happy and make sure our veterans aren't living on the streets, that they're getting the help that they need, that they're getting the health care they need, all of this stuff, and the homeless are no longer homeless. If we have so much money to do all that and we have some left over to help people who are here illegally, all right, maybe I'd shut up. I don't think I would, but maybe I would shut up. So our DOJ now has to waste time and money because we have these sanctuary states providing financial support for all these people, just like New York. This crazy mayor is talking about throwing all this money out. You know how many billions of dollars our city and state, and the same thing goes for California, every blue state, paid for illegal people while there's homeless problems and veterans. But here's our DOJ now having to spend money to fight them. It's great they're doing it. Delgado, we've been talking about what's Pam Bondi doing? What are they going after? They are doing a lot. We're starting to see it now. Things are trickling out. But here's something they shouldn't have to waste 2 minutes on because it's just illegal. It should be. It might be. It sounds like it is. Like, are we allowed to give illegals all these services and not give it to our people? That sounds like something that's probably not legal. But they have because they've called it a sanctuary city. I'll put on my announcer's voice now, as Kevin says, a sanctuary city, ladies and gentlemen. So they're going after it, and it really got me going because there's so many things that we need to solve and resolve in this country, particularly in blue states where I've been to San Francisco recently. I've been to Los Angeles recently. I've been to New York City recently. Has homeless everywhere. Yeah. And when you see a veteran who's homeless, that just tears me apart.
Yeah, me too.
Tears me apart. Of course, I feel bad for everybody. Yeah. I want to help them all.
But the guys fought for our country.
But the guys that served our country. And then you've got some of the nicest hotels in New York, housing, getting money for Medicare, all these other things happening. If it's not illegal, it should be. And kudos to our DOJ for jumping into Minnesota. So that really got me going, my friend.
All right. Well, thank you, Vin. And yeah, you know what? When you do see American citizens getting the short end of the stick, so to speak. Most times, you see an older person or like you mentioned, a veteran, they've already paid in.
They've paid in.
It's their time
exactly.
to hey, you know what? Throw some back my way now, as opposed to what they want to do in these blue states, California being one of the major ones, is, hey, let's take all your money and give it to those illegals that just ran across the border. And somehow,
listen to what you just said.
Right.
It's the craziest thing.
It's insanity. But that's what they are.
Yeah, they are
the left is insane. Man, a fast show. We've got one more segment left. We'll do one more sports report with Slick Rick. I've got a J.D. Vance clip I think you'll all enjoy.
Love J.D.
And, more. Live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice.
This is fun, huh, guys?
Stay there.
We're having a good time. Well. Yeah, that's why Doge is so important.
Right.
Why we don't hear a lot more. I know they're still working.
Oh,
but
yeah.
It's why Doge should get everything they need, more notoriety, and get digging into everything, because they'll cancel this nonsense. I mean, they seem to be the only group that's really in there doing that.
Chat live in the chat. Ken B412 has a Rumble rant for $5. Thank you so much, Ken B412. He said yesterday ICE raided a restaurant called Teja just outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and arrested 14 criminal illegal immigrants, and a protest today in front of the ICE building in Southside Flats of Pittsburgh. So see what happens. You get rid of the bad guys, and the liberal nutcases freak out and decide they're going to protest.
They are so misguided.
They're so stupid.
This is so easy, too. Like, even for a layman like myself, if I feel like I could step in and run the DNC and fix it all.
Yeah.
Just using simple common sense. Simple common sense. Now, I don't want to do that because I can't stand them. I got a friend, Charlie. You're going to laugh at this.
Charlie?
He's a liberal. We've been debating, and
Charlie
we call it Charliegate. But you remember in that Howard Stern movie where they said, well, why are these people watching him? Because they want to hear what he says next, but they hate him. They hate Stern, but they want to hear what he says next, right? You remember that film?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's why Charlie watches this show every night, because he wants to see what we're going to say next. That's going to, get him all angry about, how conservative we are or MAGA we are. And I'm like, Charlie, we're just talking common sense, bro. And I'm glad you're watching. Maybe you're learning something. And we're not crazy. We're frankly
pretty normal
guys that are dealing with some really good common sense and level-headed. But all in all, Charlie, we thank you for watching, though. I'm glad you're open-minded enough to watch, even though you're waiting to see me say something ridiculous so you can give me a hard time. And I don't say anything ridiculous. Have I ever said anything ridiculous, Rick? I can answer that for you.
Of course. No. You just said it.
Don't be ridiculous, Lucy.
Chat live in the chats. Let's go over to Twixters. Dave Syverson is in there. Manny C. Farmer Brook. Oh, yes.
Farmer Brook's getting his farm ready. He's clearing the land. Going to set a stage.
Where's the farm?
Susan Vogt.
What state is the farm in?
I don't know.
I think Nebraska. No.
Farmer Brook, where's your farm?
Yeah, maybe Aaron knows.
I love
Aaron, where was Farmer Brook from? Where was Farmer Brook from? Do you remember?
Live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice on a Thursday night. And, of course, across the airwaves of 103.9 LI News Radio. Thank you for tuning us in. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining us in the chats throughout the night.
Yeah.
Rancher Dane is in there. Danita, Vivian from Michigan. That's where KDJ is from.
Yes, indeed.
He's from Michigan.
Yep. Some folks were asking in the chat, where's KDJ Ben? He was off this week, but he'll be on the show tomorrow night, right?
Tomorrow night? Yes, tomorrow night.
I heard he was taking a nap last night.
We will be
he was
doing
taking
the
a nap,
show
all right.
live in front of a studio audience. You can either join us in person if you have the opportunity. If not this Friday, don't worry. There's next Friday.
I think he was at Napper Tandy's. Inside joke.
KDJ. I think he had a date with an Amish woman.
Yeah, we're doing it. We're doing it as we do every Friday night. The live from Studio 6B show in front of a live studio audience at the America First Warehouse. Tune it in or be there live. Free tickets. You can come in, bring some friends, have some fun, get to meet Joe the Box, have some. Hopefully the ice cream man will be there again at the end of the show.
Oh, that'd be nice.
At the end of the night, and of course meet some great Patriots right there live. And
Harry on the highway.
Harry on the highway.
Harry's the crowd revved up.
Aaron and Fran are always there. Of
Pizza
course.
Friday.
Pizza Friday. It's a big
LI News
time.
Radio will be on 103.9.
Make sure you join us live from the America First Warehouse tomorrow night. Let's do our final sports report of the night. Make sure to follow Slick online wherever you're following him at.
Follow me wherever you want.
Follow him.
Come on.
He'll let you follow him.
Just follow him around town.
Yeah, Slick Rick Sports brought to you by Mike Lindell's MyPillow. Go to mypillow.com. Use our code at checkout. Slick, take it away.
Okay, real quick. I just want to go over. We got that round 2 of the NBA draft tonight. Rick, you mentioned it earlier. Of course, last night the big news was Cooper Flagg, and that pretty much was the big news last night. Cooper Flagg going to the obviously to the Dallas Mavericks. We'll see what happens with that. Can they forget Luka Doncic? Maybe he can. And we'll see if he's going to be able to transcend the game. There was a lot of news about him being the first white NBA player drafted in almost 50 years as the number 1 pick.
Wow. Who was it? Porzingis?
Really?
I don't think Porzingis was.
No, Porzingis wasn't.
I saw a clip there.
He wasn't number 1 yet.
First in almost 50 years.
Wow.
Amazing. So that was a lot of news around that. I don't know if that's racist, but I don't think so. And just the same. But let's get into round 2. Started out with Dallas Mavericks on the clock. Minnesota Timberwolves were on the clock with the number 1 pick in the second round, and they traded it to Phoenix, who picked up Rasheed Fleming from St. Joe's. Good player there. Noah Penda went to Orlando, and who else did we have? Sion James of Duke, forward from Duke. He went to New Orleans Pelicans. And also Johnny Broom went to the Sixers. He's a center from Auburn. So the Knicks, the Knicks, we don't have, they didn't pick yet, but in the second round. Brooklyn got Adu Thero from Arkansas. They got him as well, and that got traded to the Lakers. A lot of trades going on now in the second round. Not a lot of big names, though, that I see there, Rick, but good first round last night. I was happy with the Sixers pick, kid from Long Island. Pretty interesting. First time the Sixers. Actually, he was the highest drafted NBA player in Long Island history, the highest person to go in the first round.
Was he number 3?
He was number 3.
Yeah. What about Dr. J?
Dr. J was drafted in the ABA. He did not go into the NBA.
You are correct, sir.
That's how I came into basketball.
That's right.
Cut my teeth.
Me too.
So, because yes, I agree. Dr. J probably would have been number 1. But he went to play. He was drafted by the then Virginia Squires.
Virginia Squires.
Now we're really getting old. Yeah. We're talking like 1971.
But man, he was awesome. And what a fro.
He was the greatest basketball player.
He was like 6'8" without the fro, 7'4" with the fro.
Unbelievable ball player, just incredible. So, and just want to get to some quick scores, if I might, just a real quick sweep of the scoreboard one more time. And we got the Major League Baseball, of course, to the diamond. And these are pretty much all final. A lot of early games today. Tigers 8-0 over the Athletics. The Blue Jays down the Guardians 6-0. Twins toppled the Mariners 10-1. Astros nipped the Phillies 2-1. Rays over the Royals 4-0. Cubs beat the Cardinals 3-0. Dodgers 3-1 over the Rockies. Marlins pound the Giants 12-5. Mets blanked the Braves 4-0 there. And that was it for the night. Baseball to bed already. It's amazing. Very early night for baseball. And that's pretty much a wrap in sports, Rick. Back to you for the night.
All right. Well, thank you, Slick. And again, Slick Rick Sports brought to you by Mike Lindell's MyPillow. Go to mypillow.com. Use our code LFS6B at checkout. Vin, anything else you got? That you wanted to
well, I got a comment here about you. Tell Delgado, Sam Pickens, and Dr. Strangelove as far as your movie connections with real life. Which is a whole nother thing. Let me see what I have here. I do have a couple other things.
Well, while you're looking for that,
I got it. Well, go ahead.
I did want to play that J.D. Vance clip for you.
Do it.
So let's do that real quick because, this is our vice president. Hopefully he'll be the head of the ticket in just a few short years. But he's got some interesting stuff to share. This is one of the funnier things you'll see from the vice president. Here it is, cut number 7. Here's J.D. Vance sharing a funny story about Donald Trump. Cut 7. Check this out.
And the president looks over at me, puts the foreign leader on mute, and says, "This is not going very well," and he presses the red button. And my eyes get really big, and I'm like, "Mr. President, what just happened?" And he looks at me and he goes, "Nuclear." Nuclear. And 2 minutes later, a guy walks in with a Diet Coke, and he looks back at me and he says, "It wasn't nuclear, it's just the Diet Coke button." And that's... So that's the kind of guy, and my fellow Republicans, that we have as the President of the United States.
Yeah. So just to, when you see all the stuff that the media tries to spin about Trump, there's a moment where you get the real Donald
It's
Trump.
great because any one of us, if we were in the similar position, might do that as a goof for whomever we're in the room with, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a Duke, and a Diet Coke comes in. That's why we all love Trump, though. He's a relatable guy.
Right.
I mean, he is a billionaire. I get it. He's rich and all that, but it doesn't come off that way.
No, definitely.
No.
He's such a regular
He's
guy.
a regular guy on the golf course, having a few. Well, he doesn't drink, but having a few rounds
sense of humor,
Diet Cokes, I guess. But he has a great sense of humor. I would, just to meet him, not so much because of the whole, who he is. He'd just be a fun guy to hang out and just, shoot
exactly.
the, I would love that. He's an everyday guy in a lot of ways. Of course, he's the most powerful man in the
world.
world.
And he says it like it is.
I get it, but
I mean, who drops the F-bomb because he's really mad?
Right.
It wasn't like this was calculated. There wasn't a teleprompter.
That showed a real human side to me.
Yeah,
it
he
really
was pissed.
did. That made me feel good to see that.
Me too.
As you saw with J.D. Vance's story, he's a real guy, likes to have some fun once in a while and bust balls, as they say.
Yeah.
He's one of the guys.
Well, that's that generation.
Right?
That's the ball buster generation.
Yeah, so true.
We know because we all have an uncle or a father that was like that.
Right.
And we're little mini ball busters as we get older, too,
Right,
as you know.
exactly.
Right?
It's part of our whole thing.
It's part of our and it's definitely a New York thing, and we know that the president spent more than a cup of coffee in New York in his day, right? So,
yeah, exactly. So, guy from Queens, that's the way the Queens guys talk.
That's it. Bada bing, bada boom.
They break stones, Vinny.
Hey,
that's right.
They break
stones.
Breaking
your stones.
Hey, we break cuyuns. Hey, how's yours cuyuns?
Cuyuns. Hey, I'm breaking your cuyuns. Yeah. So I just want to make sure we play that because again, you don't get to hear about too many of those stories about the president, but when you have something like that where even the vice president is like, "Oh my God, what did you just do?"
Hilarious.
It was it was for a Diet Coke. Anything real quick, Vin? You got about a minute?
NATO. Trump takes care of this deal with Israel, with Iran, takes out the nuke thing, which most of Western Europe was threatened.
Yep.
And they're definitely appreciative.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're high-fiving. And he gets everyone to put up 5%.
Yeah.
To fund
GDP.
NATO so we have enough defense there, except for Spain, who didn't do it. But think about that. This is unprecedented stuff. And the way he went about it this year, as opposed to, previously, I was glad he did what he did.
Right.
But look at the result. I mean, please.
And they're fine with it.
They're fine with it. It's fantastic for the world that he did this. Fantastic. The guy's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. All right. That puts a bow on a Thursday night show. Thank you so much. Thursday night shirt night. As always, thank you so much for watching. As always, we salute our military, active and retired, our first responders, EMTs, firefighters, police, the ICE agents, the Border Patrol, everybody working the front lines to make us and our lives a lot safer. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching at home. Everybody in the chats, you guys rule. We'll see you tomorrow night live from the America First warehouse. And, of course, everybody on the show. Fran and Aaron in the booth. Slick Rick with his shoes. Vinny with his...
I got good ones tomorrow night. Oh, I got good ones.
And, of course, everybody watching at home, thank you so much. We will see you tomorrow night live from the America First warehouse. Make sure you join us. Till then, peace.
I got a pair of shoes tomorrow night. This color, apple pump.